Hello, and today I'm going to be showing you how to turn your kitchen into a disco using Alexa. I have purchased this rather fancy, cheap and cheerful battery-powered disco ball motor with built-in LEDs. It has very simple sound-alike capabilities with a built-in microphone capsule located here. It can be toggled on and off using a three-way switch here. The modes are everything on, sound to light and off. I have already taken the battery cover off. As you can see, it's powered by 3 AA batteries. We're going to change this to USB power. There are 4 screws located here, here, here and here. I have already taken them off. This handy bracket is used so you can hang the motor from things like a hook, which is what I'll be using. However, you might be more interested in mounting this flush to your ceiling, which will probably be more secure and overall look a little bit neater. Once we take it apart, we can see that there are a couple of components in here. First thing you'll want to do is to simply cut the 2 wires going to the motor, as we want to control it independently of the lights and have the ability to vary the speed. There is a simple capacitor across the motor. This is pretty commonplace. This is to prevent voltage spikes. I didn't like the flimsy connection it came with, so I soldered on a couple of wires so it was a bit more flexible. You don't have to do this. Battery bay here takes up quite a lot of room inside the housing, so you'll need to put it all back together in a certain orientation. The board that we are going to use to control everything to and from the disco ball motor via Alexa is the ESP32. This is a clever, cheap little board which we can use to control a huge amount of things, as it has a built-in Wi-Fi chip and over 30 general purpose in-out pins, meaning if we wanted to, we could control over 30 individual gizmos with this board. Annoyingly, it doesn't quite fit in the existing battery bay, so we're going to have to make some modifications on the inside, or we could just simply squeeze it in. This is the circuit that we're going to construct. First of all, you might notice that the ESP32 board in this breadboard is slightly different to the one I'm using in this video. The ESP32 comes in many shapes and sizes. All you have to remember is to connect the correct pins. I should be using 17 for the disco ball's LEDs and 18 for the disco ball motor. Now the disco ball is going to be controlled using a MOSFET. This will allow us to vary the speed of the motor, whereas a simple transistor is being used on the LEDs to turn them either fully on or fully off. A resistor of 300 ohms is used at the base pin of the transistor, as this particular transistor I'm using needs 0.7 volts to switch on. The ESP32, like most, can be powered and programmed using a simple micro USB cable. Next, we are going to be uploading the code to the ESP32, so plug it into your computer with the USB cable. We're going to be using Arduino. If you don't know anything about Arduino, that is fine, although you might want to watch a couple of basic tutorials on YouTube, just so you know roughly what's going on. You will need to go into File, Preferences, Additional Boards Manager URLs, and then you'll need to copy and paste the appropriate URLs for the ESP32 and 8266 if you are using that. This can be found in the description below. Once you've done this, you'll need to go to Tools, Boards, Boards Manager, then simply search for ESP. You'll want to install both of these and the latest version. Next, you will need to download the ESP Alexa library. You will need to go into Tools, then Manage Libraries, search for ESP Alexa, one word, and install this library. In the code, there is one thing you will need to change, and that is the credentials for your Wi-Fi and password. These need to be exact, and they are both case sensitive. If you wish to change the pins on the ESP, you'll need to change this in the code as well. If you wish to change the name which Alexa is going to use for your devices, you can do this here. I made one small adjustment, which was to add a 22 ohm resistor in series to the power of the motor. This made the speed range of the motor greater. Once I had built and tested the circuit on a breadboard, I condensed the circuit onto a small piece of perf board for permanent installation. And that's it. Time to cram it all into the case. I would advise hot gluing as many connections as you can and pins, as due to the space constraints, these could potentially short out when you put it all back together. Alexa, turn on my disco ball. Time to dance by myself. Not bad, but if we add a couple more lights, now we're talking. So let's see how slow we can make it spin. Nice and chilled. Bringing it down to around 20% is about as slow as the motor will go before it cuts out. And let's see how fast it'll go. Disco Inferno. And let's turn the LEDs off. Great.
Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more videos using tech wizardry to upgrade your house and make it into a really cool, entertaining place where your friends are going to be incredibly jealous of you, please subscribe and like this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye. Alexa, lights out.